Welcome once again to another study stream. Today I will be reading history, and I'm following this book for history. I also follow NCERT, like, where is the book? History. This I follow class 11 NCERT books by R.S. Sharma. It's very good book. I have read this book multiple times. This is class 11 NCERT by R.S. Sharma, and this is this is, by the way, ancient history. And for medieval history, again class 11 by Satish Chandra. And for modern history, I follow Spectrum, that is written or authored by Rajiv Ahir, which is not available with me right now because it is at my home. And for standard book, I follow this. So let's begin today's session. This book is very good because it underlines the important with red color. So it covers, this book covers ancient and medieval, and this is authored by Poonam Dalal Dahiya. It's very good author. She herself is an civil servant, so it's a very good book. And today I'm starting with ancient history, and the first chapter in this book is about the prehistoric phase, how it evolved. His society has evolved from the early stage, from early men to what we are. This is explained in a stage wise. For example, we got Old Age, which is also known as Paleolithic Age, Late Stone Age or Mesolithic Age, New Stone Age or Neolithic Age. So Paleolithic Age, which is also called as the era of hunters and food gatherers. The Paleolithic Age is the earliest period of the Stone Age, which developed in the Pleistocene period or the Ice Age. It was spread in practically all parts of India except the alluvial plains of the Indus and Ganga. So this age is spread in all parts except and during this time the people they had no knowledge of agriculture, house building, pottery or any metal. This is an important statement, so the statement may come in this manner. It was only in later stage that they attained the knowledge of fire. So during this period only, at the later stage, they attained the knowledge of fire. The tools they used were unpolished, undressed, rough stones, and the instruments were hand axes, cleavers, choppers, blades, burins, and scrapers. Since the stone tools were made of a hard rock called scorzite, Paleolithic men are therefore also called quartzite men. This is a statement, so this is important. So the question, though in APSC it won't come that easy, but in other exam the question may arise like, which of the following are known as the area of quartzite man? So the answer may be like in MCQ will be Paleolithic age or Mesolithic age, Neolithic or Chalcolithic age. So the right answer will be Paleolithic age. So in this book, different stages difference were mentioned. For example, early or lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, late or upper Paleolithic. I think few have joined in my live stream. Welcome to my stream. And people were asking me about the syllabus. I will come with a thorough video explaining about the APSC civil service exam, mainly dedicated to APSC. This channel is, and I will be sharing books and books which I have got. Currently I don't have many books in my room right now, but in the next session I will be sharing the books which I follow, and I follow very limited books, and I repeatedly follow those books only. I don't rely on unlimited sources which will delay the process of preparation. So I will be very crispy in showing my books. So in the next session I will try to show my books which I follow. For example, like for history what I'm following, for geography what I'm following, for polity book which books I'm following, then for GS4 ethics what I'm following, and for Assam paper what I'm following. I will be dealing those in a serial manner, in not in the live video but in a uploaded video. I will try to show those books in the stream. I just want to be motivating myself and other people's also. So like like I mentioned, in early or lower Paleolithic, the instrument used were hand axes, choppers and cleavers. This Paleolithic age is mainly found in Son and Sohan River Valley, which is now in Pakistan, Kashmir, Thar Desert, and especially rock shelters of Bhimbetkar, which is in Madhya Pradesh, and Belan Valley, Mirzapur. This is important because we have to know in which site the Paleolithic age existed in India. So rock shelters of Bhimbetka, Madhya Pradesh, and Belan Valley, Mirzapur. These are two places where this Paleolithic site can be found. So in middle Paleolithic, the stone tools were made of flags, mainly scrapers, borers, points and blade-like tools. This is important from prelims point of view. Then this middle Paleolithic age is found in Narmada and Tungabhadra river valleys, Potwar plateaus, which is between Indus and Jhelum, Sanghau Cape near Peshawar, Pakistan. Okay. This is not much important, and I haven't seen such type of question in APSC prelims. In the late or upper Paleolithic, the stone tools were made of parallel sided blades, burins, and some instances of bone tools. And the bone tools found only at cave sites of Karnool and Muchadla, Chintamani, Gavi in Andhra Pradesh. So these are important places of Upper Paleolithic. So different tools made of stones were used in Paleolithic age. As time progresses, the stone tools changes, the shapes also changes, the size also changes. So so there is not much. And at the Upper Paleolithic age only the Homo sapiens first appeared, which is also at the end of this phase. So Homo sapiens first appeared in Upper Paleolithic age, not in the early or middle stage. So in Upper Paleolithic or late Paleolithic age only Homo sapiens appeared. That means we appeared in the Upper Paleolithic age. So not much important from exam point of view. For prelims also it hardly comes from this place, but we have to know all, so we cannot skip. Next we got the Mesolithic age, which is hunters and herders. So in the previous Paleolithic age the people were generally hunters and food gatherers, but now they are herders. That means they started to rear animals. So this is an intermediate stage, because previous we have Paleolithic, and this is middle, so Mesolithic, and next will be Neolithic. Pottery is absent at most Mesolithic sites, but it is present at Lalganj in Gujarat and in the Kaimur region of Mirzapur, Uttar Pradesh. So this is a statement. Pottery is almost absent at most Mesolithic sites, but it is present at Langnach in Gujarat and Kaimur region of Mirzapur. And this Mesolithic era initiated rock art in prehistory. So this Mesolithic era started rock art in prehistory. Another statement is that animals dominate the scenes at most Mesolithic rock art sites. However, no snakes are depicted in the Mesolithic paintings. So this is also an important statement. Various animals were depicted in the Mesolithic rock art sites. For example, I will show you. This is the rock art painting. But in such kind of painting you won't find snakes. Different kind of animals you will find, but you won't find any snakes. For example, one of such cave painting is at Bhimbhatka. Some important Mesolithic sites are Bagor, Rajasthan, Adamgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Bagor, which provides the earliest evidence for the domestication of animals. That's why they are known as herders. So not much important, just we have to know that they are herders. They started to rear animals from this stage, and they started the rock painting, but no snakes were depicted in that rock art painting. You have to remember that statement. Next we have got the Neolithic age, which is also known as the food producing stage. That means they started to do agriculture. In northern India, the Neolithic age emerged around 8000 to 6000 BC. They started to rear cows, sheep, goats, pigs, and buffaloes, and hunted deer. The domesticated animals were slaughtered for food and not milk for dairy products. This is also an important um, statement. They started to eat those domesticated animals, but they don't make any dairy products at that time. They also produce wheat and rice, which is used as their staple food. They practice more slash, burn, or jhum cultivation. However, neither the plow nor the hoe has been found at any site of this period. They started jhum cultivation, but there were no evidence of plow or hoe in those Neolithic sites. And in this we find different types of pottery, which is of which black and red pottery was most popular. We have seen that in Mesolithic people started using pottery, but very limited. But here different styles, for example the black and red pottery became popular in this age. Other important features of the people of the Chalcolithic age includes they were acquainted with barn brick. Their economy was a village-based economy. Chalcolithic era people did not know the use of writing. Their villages were small. The people were fond of ornaments and decoration. This is also important. The Chalcolithic people were expert coppersmith. Yes, this is also important. They knew the art of copper smelting and were good stone workers as well. They knew spinning and weaving. Then we got information about infant mortality, which was very high among Chalcolithic people, as evident from the burial of a large number of children in western Maharashtra. Maybe due to some disease or some natural issue, infant mortality, baby dies very young age, and that infant mortality rate was very high during this Chalcolithic period. And this period begins the social inequalities, because the houses which built during this age were different. Some live in the brick houses, some live in round huts, and the chiefs live in rectangular houses, while others they live in the round huts and all. So the social inequalities started to show up in this period. So the first, this is roughly the first first chapter. It doesn't have much it has lots of information, but through exam point of view, it is not much that important, because from history most of the questions comes from modern history. I will be showing that book also. Right now I don't have, and we will discuss that book also. We'll go through what are the important lines, statement. I'll be dealing with all those, and some important topics I'll be discussing. So after the end of this chapter, we got different types of questions. It is very helpful for preparation. And that's it, this chapter. Next chapter we got about Harappan civilization. So I'll try to read this chapter also, because that not much important in the first chapter, but this part is important from mains point of view and also prelims point of view. Lots of question used to come, and this books is helps me a lot during my preparation, so I'll be dealing again with this. So most of you already know what is Harappan civilization, but it is also a brush up for me and also for the new experience, that this chapter or the Harappan civilization is very important from exam point of view, not only for APSC, it is also very important for other ADRE exams or various government exams. Lots of questions used to come from here. Let me share this live video. Yeah, my net got distracted, so let's begin again. So in these pages there are not so much to read about, so we'll jump into the general features of the mature Harappan phase. So this part is most important. We will now read, I will read the features of the mature Harappan phase. The early and pre-Harappan stage was not much of it, but the mature Harappan phase we will discuss through that, how it evolved through time, how it expanded, what was the town planning, what was the economy. So people argued that this Harappan civilization owes its origin to the Mesopotamian civilization. This is an argument. The area occupied by the Harappan civilization was triangular in shape and was largest among the three ancient urban civilizations, the other two being ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, which is the present-day Iraq. It covers modern-day Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, and Pakistan. From the north, you will get Manda in Jammu Kashmir. To the south, you will get Malwan in South Gujarat. From the east, Alamgirpur in Uttar Pradesh, and the west, Sukta Gendur in Baluchistan. That is the expansion, which is triangular in shape. So now we will go to the town planning. So you can remember that in the north, the Harappan civilization extends from Manda in Jammu, to the south, Malwan in South Gujarat, east, Alamgirpur in Uttar Pradesh, and west, Sukta Gendur in Balochistan. It is represented in this way: north, south, east, and west. This is the expansion of Harappan civilization, major Harappan civilization. So now we'll go to the town planning, how the town were distributed, how the houses were made. The town planning we will see now. So the Harappan city was divided into two parts. Number one, that is citadel or race part. This part, citadel or the race part, is a smaller area and was frequently situated to the west of the city. So this is an important statement, that the citadel is situated to the west of the city and only the rulers of the city live there. This is a big statement. It also contained public buildings, granaries, and important workshops. So this is one of the most important feature of the town planning, that citadel or the race part occupied a smaller area and it is located to the west of the city, and the rulers of the city live there. It also contains granaries, public buildings, and workshops. You remember that, okay? And the other part is the lower part, which is lived by the common people and carried on their professional lives in this part of the city. This is important. Another aspect of the city planning was a grid pattern, and street runs from the north and cut at right angles. So the streets, they cut each other at right angles, which is 90 degree. So it is like this, the roads. There were lamp posts at intervals. They used burnt bricks of good quality. See how advanced they were. They used lamp posts at intervals. They used burnt bricks of good quality. And one of the most important feature, that is they had excellent drainage system. Drains were made of mortar, lime, and gypsum and covered large brick slabs for easy cleaning. Those days the drainage systems was also there, and the drainage was covered with large brick slabs. So in need of cleaning, they will take out the slab and they will clean and put it back the slab. So the system was very good or efficient at that point of time also. And houses were often of 2 or more story. No window faced the streets. That means no window were found on the street sides. And the houses has tiled bathrooms. Some houses had their own wells. They also had their own wells. So these are the features. So basically you have to remember that the city was divided into two parts. That is, the first part is the citadel or the race part, which is smaller in area, and the rulers live there. It also contains buildings, granaries, and workshop. Secondly, the lower part, which is lived by the common citizen, where they carry out their daily activities, and they use burnt bricks at that time. This is one of the features. And the town planning was a grid pattern, and streets cut each other at 90 degrees. This is also important features. And the drainage system you have to mention if you have to write about planning, town planning. Drainage system covered with brick slab for easy cleaning, and the drainage system were made up of mortar, lime, and gypsum. And no window faced the streets, and some houses had their own wells. So these are the important features. These are the few things you can write. How many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 features are there. You can write at least 6 features if it comes about town planning. Directly it won't come right about the town planning. It will be analytical questions only. The standard of APSC has been raised, so there will be no direct question. So you have to remember 5 or 6 features to write a good answer. And now let's move to the society part. Okay, We have society, we have economy to discuss, and seals, the religion which they follow, agriculture, and how the Harappan civilization declined. We'll cover all today in this live stream. It might be long, but we have to struggle, right? We have to carry patience, determination. We have to work hard. These are essential elements to prepare for this exam. Okay. So the Harappan society was an urban society comprising mostly of the middle class. There were three distinct social groups: rural, rich merchants, and poor laborers. So these are the one features of the society. This is urban society, three distinct social groups: the rural, the rich merchants, and the poor laborers. Society. When it comes to society, so mainly it talks about what they do and how the society is all about, what kind of people live there, what they do, what are their day-to-day activities, what are the tools they use. So we will discuss that. So they were experts in the use of potter's wheel. So they are expert in potter's wheel, in the making of potter's wheel, but were poor in artistic works of stone. So they are poor in the artistic works of stone. That means they don't paint much or decorate different items on the stone, or they don't use stone to make some good things. And primarily red black pottery was popular. This is important. Red black pottery is important. A lot of terracotta has been found at many sites, including figurines of animals such as bulls. Terracotta, this is also important. Terracotta bangles are also found. I forgot what is terracotta, but let's see. This is also important features. You have to remember that. Terracotta. Clay base, non-vitreous ceramic fire. So it is a kind clay base articles are being made through this clay base. They made bulls, buffaloes, dogs, monkeys, etc. Terracotta bangles are also found. And they refined the art of bead making. This is important features you have to keep in mind. Bead making, they knew the art of bead making at that time. Necklaces made of gold, silver, carnelian, and semi-precious stone have been found. Gold, silver, carnelian, and semi-precious stones have been found. This is also an important statement. So what are the metals used by the Harappans? Copper, bronze, gold, and silver. Remember that gold, copper, silver was used and bronze was used, but iron was not used at that stage. Remember, this is a huge statement. The Harappans wore garments of cotton wool. They released non-vegetarian food. Fish eating was common. Milk and curd was also consumed. The Harappan side was pictographic and logosyllabic. Each symbol stood for a word syllable. This is important. Script. They also have their script, which is pictographic. That means there are various pictures and all. And logosyllabic. That logosyllabic, which means that each symbol stood for a word. Harappan writing was Boustrophédon. This is important statement again, important for prelims. Harappan writing was Boustrophédon. That is, normally we used to write from left to right, but this Boustrophédon method of writing is that they write from the right side to left side. We normally write right from left to right, like this we write now, but this Harappan script starts from the right and ends to the left. Okay, this is important. But the important thing is that the Harappan script has not been deciphered so far. Sorry, I just want to add again, in the Boustrophédon, it starts from left to right and it again alternate from left to right. So they start from, so it's basically from right to left, left to right. So that is the Boustrophédon method of their Harappan script. So society, we have to keep that much in mind, that there were three distinct social groups: rich, rural merchants, and the poor laborers. They were expert in potter wheels, but they don't have much expertise in artistic decorations of stones. Terracotta, they made terracotta based items, for example figurine of animals such as bulls, donkeys, buffaloes, etc. And they knew the art of bead making, and gold, bronze, silver, and copper were the metals known, and iron was not used. This is a huge statement. Remember that iron was never used during Harappan civilization. And Harappan script was pictographic and logosyllabic, that you keep in mind that, and Harappan writing was Boustrophédon. So let's jump to the economy section now. Economy of the Harappan civilization. The economy was rich. They carried internal and external trade. The standard Harappa seal was a square oblong plaque made of steatite stone. Important for prelims. For example, or direct question may come in other government exam. What was the seal of the Harappan civilization? What was the shape of the Harappan civilization? So it is square or oblong plaque made up of steatite stone. So remember that it is square or oblong, and that seal is made up of steatite stone. Okay. There was no metallic money in circulation, and trade was conducted by means of barter. So barter system was the means of trade. No metallic money was found. Harappan seals have been found in Mesopotamian cities like Susa and Ur. So not much about the economy. You have to remember that seals were used, which indicates that trade was performed through those seals. They exchange the seal. Na? Seaports. There were also seaports. Seaports have been found at Rangpur, Somnath, and Balakot, and a dockyard has been excavated in Lothal. That means sea transport was also conducted during that period. Okay. So Harappan imports. What does the Harappan civilization imports? You can see gold, copper, tin, lapis lazuli, which is a precious stone, jade, turquoise, steatite, bitumen, lead. Okay, so lapis lazuli was imported from Afghanistan. This is also I think this came in some exam. I've seen that question. Lapis lazuli is a precious stone. Now we will go through the religion. Not much about the economy. They conduct internal and external trade. No metallic money was used. Trade was conducted by means of barter. You have to remember that. Seals were used. These are the things only. You don't need to remember much in this. So what was religion in those times? It was a secular society. Okay, Harappan civilization was a secular society because there was not a single structure qualifying as temple has been found. So no temple was found, so it is secular. Okay, idolatry was practiced. Idolatry was practiced. Ceremonial bathing is also there. For example, in Mohenjo-daro there was a big pool type. Then mother goddess, they worship mother goddess Pasupati Mahadeva or Proto Shiva. Lingam and Yoni worship. People tree also worship. Humble birds, one-horn rhinoceros. These are the god they worship, or animals they worship. And other key inferences about the Harappan religious practice are fire altars. Fire altars have been found in Kalibangan and Lothal. This is also an important statement. Fire altars have been found in Kalibangan and Lothal. Dead bodies were placed in north-south direction. That means the head part will be placed in the north side and the leg part will be in the south side. They use three methods of burial, that is complete burial, fractional burial and cremation, followed by the burial of the ashes. That's all about the religions. They worship. The society was secular because not a single structure of temple was found, right? They worship mother goddess Pasupati, Lingam, Yoni worship, people tree, humble birds, one-horned unicorn. Fire altars have been found in Kalibangan and Lothal. Remember that they use three methods of burial: complete burial, fractional burials, and cremation, followed by the burial of the ashes. Okay, and dead bodies were put in north to south direction, head in the north and leg in the south direction. Next we have got the agriculture. They were the earliest known civilization to produce cotton. They produce cotton. The Harappans grew wheat, especially in Mehergarh, barley, horse gram, peas, melon, watermelon, sesame, dates, millets, grapes, henna, garlic, mustard, rice. Rice has been found in Lothal. This is important, okay? Rice, it is found in Lothal. Rice husk is there, na? It is found in Lothal. The Harappans domesticated animals on a large scale. Beside cattle, buffaloes, goats, humble sheep, pigs, cats and dogs were also domesticated. Horse was not used regular, so the Harappan culture was not horse-centered. Remember that. Plough field, possibly with the help of wooden plough, have been discovered at Kalibangan. Terracotta models of plough have been found at Banwali and Bahalpur. So they used to plough the fields with the wooden plough. Earlier, we don't find any plough, but now they used to do agriculture using wooden plough. The land has been fertile by using wooden plow. This wooden plow has been found at Kalibangan. Terracotta models of plow. So terracotta model means the plow is made up of clay, I think. Remains of horses at Surkodata and dogs with men in graves at Roper have been discovered. This is important for prelims. Remains of horses at Surkodata and dogs with men in graves at Roper. The man was buried with a dog, which is found in Roper. Remember that. So this was the important civilization which we have discussed, and how the society evolved with time from prehistory, that is Paleolithic to Chalcolithic, Paleolithic to Mesolithic, Mesolithic to Chalcolithic, how we have discussed, and how Harappan civilization came to be known, the expansion we have discussed, the society we have discussed, the economy we have discussed, the religion we have discussed, and now we will discuss about the decline, how those rich and flourished civilization decline, or it got demolished, or it something like that. So the Harappan civilization decline is roughly dated around 1900 BC, but no archaeological evidence accurately provides an explanation for the de-urbanization. That means it declined ultimately. But it was not a conclusive evidence. There was no conclusive evidence. Possible theories of decline of the Harappan civilization are as follows. Various historian has given the reasons of the decline, but it was not a solid evidence that that can prove the decline of the Harappan civilization. Number one cause is the Aryan invasion, and that cause was given by Wheeler Gordon. Number two is ecological disturbance by Fairchild, change in river course by Dales, M.S. Watsa, East Gilliambrick, low rainfall by Steen, flood by Mackay or N.S.R. Rao, drying of Ghaggar and increasing aridity, earthquake, natural calamities. So question is to come, so you have to keep in mind the reasons. That's it. We almost come to the end of this chapter also. So today we have discussed two chapters, prehistoric and the urban civilization. Some famous Harappan sites I will try to read out. You guys can follow that. For example, the Harappan civilization. Question may come, it is on which river? So remember that it is on the Ravi river. And excavator of Harappan civilization is Dayaram Sahini in 1921. Okay. Okay, next Harappan sites are Mohenjo-daro, that is on the river of Indus. Excavator R.D. Banerjee. Features of Mohenjo-daro: great bath. I told you already in the previous discussion that there was one great bathing. Then, and in Mohenjo-daro we find that a bronze dancing girl. This is the important features of Mohenjo-daro. You remember that in Mohenjo-daro you will find the great bath and bronze dancing girl. Next important site is Lothal. It is on the Bhogava and Sabarmati river confluence. Discovered excavator S.R. Rao. One important feature of Lothal is dockyard, presence of dockyard. This is important, okay, for prelims point of view. We find dockyard, remains of rice house, evidence of double burial, that means male and female together. Okay, this is important. For Lothal, you remember that dockyard was there. Dockyard, then double burial. That means both male and female are buried together. And remains of rice husk. In Lothal, you will find terracotta model of ship also. This is also important. Fire altars, as mentioned earlier. Kalibangan is on the river Ghaggar, and excavator is Amlanan Ghosh, and Dr. B.B. Lal and B.K. Thapar. You will find fire altars, plow field, decorative bricks used in flooring only at this site. In Kalibangan, one of the distinctive feature is the decorative bricks used in flooring only at this site. These are the important features of Kalibangan: plow field, fire altars, decorative bricks used in flooring at this site. This is important. It is from my experience that I'm telling all this, that these things are important. I can read all the lines, but I already knew what to read and what not to read. So the important statement only I'm reading, because it's not possible that I can read all the lines. And this is the feature of this book. All the importance are written in red lines. Next, we have got Chanhudaro. One important features, only one features is important, that this is the only Harappan city without a citadel. I have mentioned that the town is divided into two parts: citadel, or the raised platform, or sorry, raised part, and the lower city. In the citadel, the rulers live, and in the lower part, lower city, the common people live. So citadel was absent in Chanhudaro, which is on the Indus River, and it is, the excavator is N.G. Majumdar. Okay. So these are the things, right? Rest not much important. So two early sites you can remember: early Harappan civilization you can remember Kot Diji and Amri, and for mature you can remember Rangpur, Banwali, and late is Mandu and Alamgirpur. You can remember at least two if you need to quote by chance, if any questions come to mention early, mature, and late sites. You can quote that. For early, I'm quoting myself Kot Diji and Amri. For mature, I'm quoting Rangpur and Banwali, and for late, I'm quoting Mandu and Alamgirpur. Next important sites is Ropar. In Ropar, you will find the evidence of burying dog below human. Okay, this is important. In Ropar, it is on the river Satluj and discovered by Y.D. Sharma. Next important sites of the Harappan civilization is the Surkatada. The river is not mentioned, but it is excavated by J.P. Joshi in 1964. In these sites, you will find the bones of horse and graveyard. Surkodota, bones of horse and graveyard, you will find there. Next, you will get Dholavira, discovered by or excavated by J.P. Joshi. It is lots of interesting feature. For example, giant water reservoir, unique water harvesting system. Yeah, that's it. My mobile charge is also going down, so with this I'm coming to the end of this chapter also. So like I said, I will come with a dedicated video of the syllabus of APSC, and I will try to discuss all those. For example, newspaper reading, how to read newspaper. I mostly read Assam Tribune and the Hindu newspaper. I follow these two. You can follow only one, whether, but since we are going to give state exam, you can prefer Assam Tribune only. But for better what to say, expand your knowledge, you can read either Hindu newspaper or Express. And rest, all the books are similar. You have to follow NCERT and the standard books, which is almost available in a social media platform, which is the YouTube. Resources, you will find there lots of important YouTube videos you will find discussing or explaining the syllabus or the subject. So I will try to cover all those through my point of view and what my experience. With this, I will end this today video, and I will surely come with a dedicated video on how to prepare, what are the books I have followed, and what are the strategy. So thank you for your time and your cooperation. Let's do it. Bye bye.